What up? Ugh, don't do that. What up? John Tay, what's good? Me cheating, my guy. What's good, man? What's happening? What's that mean? Yeah. Sorry, baby girl just woke up, so I'm a couple of minutes late. Yo, I work for her Monday through Wednesdays. Y'all know what time it is. Welcome to Daddy Daycare, the livest party on the block. This is Lil Zozo. For those of y'all who have not been acquainted yet. What's up? She's gonna make noise the whole time I'm doing this. She gotta do what she gotta do. It's daddy time. What's up, everybody? My name is Rico Lamite, dopest daddy in the universe. Founder of Cannabis. Excuse you. Founder of Cannabis Global, decentralized media broadcasting. Um, Zora's father, and also State of Cannabis NewsHour. Every single morning, I'm the co-host and co-producer, State of Cannabis NewsHour on Clubhouse. We can get your daily dose. We go over the biggest news stories in the cannabis industry, and I will do my recaps in the afternoon. So today's story already caught a lot of reaction about it. What's good, G? Cannabis twins in the building, man. Love it, love it, love it. So we're going to talk about all these suits in the industry, man. People were asking me about the whole Benzinga thing going down in y'all's home state back in NYC. And I'm glad this story came up today. It was actually very timely. So let's talk about it, man. All right. So why are outside execs pouring into the cannabis industry C-suites? All right. The cannabis industry is scaling upwards. So naturally, there's a need for experience. What are you talking about? She don't like these motherfuckers in suits either. But naturally, there's a need for experienced business veterans to steer companies towards the top. Article is saying that there's a demand and is led into an influx of executives entering the space from other industries is likely response to a nascent space. But as the field grows to look more in mainstream business, so do its flaws and noted gender and diversity gaps continue to widen from the top of the corporations. The article states that the reason to hire leadership from the outside is, quote unquote, numerous cannabis companies continue to lack the needed boardroom experience to bring a startup to a gender stage, and that skills gap led to the demand of outside industry talent in the recent years as more companies come online. Really? Nicole McIntyre, Urban Grow Inc.'s vice president of human resources, is quoted saying, bringing in leadership from industries experiencing similar regulations is helpful as companies scale. She also warned incoming leaders may underestimate the culture shift in the nascent space, notably its casual pace. Cannabis companies desire change and a way of business operations, which I believe originates from ongoing plant advocacy to overcome inaccurate public perception and misguided public policy, she continued. So my response to this is, while you can generically agree with most of the cliche sentiments expressed by the contributors to this article, I'd argue that a better plan of action would actually be training individuals already in the space with the necessary skill sets needed for scaling boardroom communications and project management. The article fails to mention plenty of these outside executives are also bringing their own failing industries, racist cultures, internal politics, corrupt behaviors, toxic masculinity, and failure to respect anything more than profit over to our space as well. As we covered last week, MJ Biz Daily's Women and Minorities in Cannabis Industry report said that racial gender diversity lags across the market, as does data tracking. Gender parity in the C-suite was actually written by a joint effort by NCIA and ArcView, They noted a lack of inclusion at the top, letting the problem trickle down across the company. Should also be noted that both NCIA and ArcView have received their own fair share of criticism for lack of diversity in their ranks over the years also. In June, a report from business publication Insider reported that white males make 75% of top executives in the industry and in the industry's 14 leading companies. Black individuals make up just 7% of top level leadership, and most respondents felt more could be done to reach adequate levels of inclusivity in the space. As we hear, B went out over there. Let me fix my camera on YouTube. What's she doing over there? It's her fault. Here we go. All right. Sorry, everybody on YouTube. All right. So most respondents felt that more could be done to reach adequate levels of inclusivity in the space. So as we hear more and more lip service given by many of these giants claiming to focus efforts on diversity, inclusion, and their company culture and all that blah, 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 blah bullshit, what we're not seeing is any massive shift or sustainable effect. We have plenty of black, brown, female, queer, and indigenous people already in this industry. It's bad enough we have to use the same corporate underpinnings as the rest of America's failing brand of capitalism. Please stop trying to whitewash this shit in real time. If your corporations want to be successfully transitioned into this industry, into a scalable and sustainable space, hire from within and don't end up creating another one of your self-inflicted crises in our house. So, some questions. Is corporate cannabis the new dumping ground for failed, whatever industry is, executives to start fresh? Yeah. A lot of these big time executives have ended their tenures in their industries, have failed. They end up getting into some scandals or whatever, or they get forced out. You know, look at John Boehner, got forced out because Trump ain't like him. Now he's one of the biggest executives, biggest advisors for acreage. You know, countless other executives that you know at some of these big ass MSOs, they're not going to have people that know this industry, run this industry, even though they know the talent's here. All right, so what do you want? What you want? Want some of my water? Sorry, y'all. She just woke up. All right, so the next question: is there any data-backed reason as to why training existing industry professionals for these positions would not be successful? What's up? What you want? There's no reason at all. There's no data saying that hiring people out of prison is going to do anything bad to the industry, is going to fail. There's no reason why we don't have more formerly incarcerated people in C-suite positions or at control positions at any of these companies. The only reason is they want this shit to look like. What are you talking about, dude? They want this industry to look like failed corporate finance. They want this industry to look like. This is how she feels. She feels the same way about these corporate. All right. What do you want? What do you want? Y'all see me struggling right now. They want the industry to look like a lot like their failed industries in mainstream America, in mainstream world, whatever. And it's not. It shouldn't look like that. But if we continue to do down the path that we are, it will. Period. So the last question: as cannabis decriminalization and legalization expands, we see less women in BIPOC representation across the board. Why is that? Because it's becoming more mainstream. Do you see mainstream corporations or industries with women, black, brown leadership? What's up with you? What's up with you? You want mom? She wants her mama. Her mama ain't here. She wants racial equality and real inclusion, and not just a bunch of lip service that we're seeing from everybody right now. So I'm seeing it more and more as a buzzword. We're seeing more and more diversity, inclusion, what else? Social equity. People are just checking the boxes because it feels good. It makes them feel good. So my thoughts on it is all a bunch of bullshit, and it's only going to continue because you hear us calling for a mama. Huh? You my hat? You my hat? See, there she goes. All right, so there's a reason why all this is going down, and the reason is clear. They don't want us running shit. So if you guys care about that, make sure you guys know your laws. Make sure you guys are running not only going to all of these information sessions and all of these legislation sessions that all of your states and municipalities are having, but make sure you guys know who's in office. Make sure you flood their inboxes, their voicemails, letting them know exactly what this industry should look like, right? My daughter wants to grow up and be in this shit. She should have opportunity to grow up and be in it in whatever position she wants to be. And it doesn't have to start as we start in this industry's in its infancy. It should not. We should not be having these conversations. The data's out there. The anger is out there. And if your favorite cannabis company does not have a black, brown, or indigenous, or a queer, or a veteran CEO, or people in control positions at that company, do you really support the company? You should be asking yourself, or excuse me, do you really support the movement? Do you really support equity? Or do you really support an evening or a closing of that gap, of that economic gap? You should be asking yourself that question. So leave y'all with that. Yeah, my man Abbas. This comes from see Abbas. My man Abbas is in the building right now. This is what happens. She was actually asleep when we were on the phone. We were actually at a deep conversation over this whole thing, and just follow the money, man. Y'all follow the money. Y'all know exactly where all these issues come from, and if you care about anything about equity in this industry, hire black CEOs. Period. I'm not going to believe it if your company is a multi-billion-dollar operation. You're like, oh, yeah, we really, really focus on diversity, inclusion, and righting the wrongs of the war on drugs. No, you don't. You focus on the bottom line. And there's nothing wrong with that. Quit lying to people. So she just woke up, and I gotta feed her or something, man. So much love, everybody. All right, Amunas Skin Sauces says she's trying to open her own business with this so she can go big. Man, you can open your own business and just make sure you know who's on your team and make sure you know exactly where the money's coming from, where the money is going. Um, the biggest reason why a lot of folks don't make it or not going to make it to the next level of this shit, they don't know how to reach the proper channels. They don't have access to capital. They don't have access to whatever. You don't have access to the capital. You don't have access to the powers that be, whether they're politicians or whatever. It's sad. It is. Several industry-wide leaders have complained about lack of access to capital, inability to compete with corporations, overall struggle to create effective universal brand messaging. You know what? All those issues could actually be developed from within a company's existing ranks rather than hiring outside experts with no industry background, experience, or desire to understand the space that this created before them. A lot of people are just you have an Ivy League degree. You've been in finance. You've been in, I don't know, big pharma, big tobacco, big alcohol. Awesome. You know exactly how to run this shit. That's bullshit. Everybody knows that. That's in the space. Everybody knows that. That's not in the space. As you're getting into it, it's not the same thing. And that's why a lot of these MSOs fail. And you see their numbers going up and all that stuff because they're rolling up. They have a runway long enough to eat up a bunch of these smaller companies that are failing simply because they can't compete with them on the marketing side. So we're actually going to be talking about just that. Mila Diamond, she's going to be talking with us on Wednesday. And she's going to be dropping the 3 most important things that existing cannabis professionals are failing to address in their path to crossover into the mainstream. So Mila is a Fortune 500 public speaking coach, Fortune 500 management consultant, mindset mentor, and she's also helped several cannabis executives transition from, you know, the trap to the gray area into actually getting funding for their companies multiple times over. And I just can't wait to have her on there because this is absolute bullshit. There's more and more people who don't look like the originators in this space that have been taken over, and they continue to gain access globally. And they're starting to say, "Oh, this is what it looks like." Like, no, it's not what it looks like, and we don't have to let it be what it looks like. We just got to learn how to communicate better and how to speak to the people that have deep pockets, speak their language, do presentations, know how to actually promote your products in a way that mainstream America accept that shit. So just saying. So Wednesday, 8:30 p.m. Pacific, Mila's going to be on with us live on Facebook, and we're going to be talking about some of the stuff that she sees a lot of these cannabis entrepreneurs, what she sees on the surface, and how they can actually fix it. So the biggest thing is just communication, man. Y'all got to know how to communicate to a lot of these boardrooms, got to know how to communicate to the investors, and got to know how to communicate to your audience too. She helped me out with a lot of stuff. She helped out a few pretty big names in our industry too. One of them actually closed a $51 million investment round and is producing nationwide now too. So big ups to Mila Diamond. Can't wait to have her on Wednesday with me to help out some folks, hopefully, in that lane. And big ups to all the daddies out there, man. Big ups to the daddies in the space. Holding it down, holding it down. All right, so Tree Daisy was good. Kashif and my man Abbas Medina in the motherfucking building. Mr. Magician 369, what's happening? Let's see. Shiloh, what's good? What's good, Shiloh? My man Matt B. Matt, well, we gotta talk, G. We gotta talk, man. We gotta talk, my brother. And the Cannabis Twins in the house. Jamie Elizondo over here on YouTube was good. Morgan Markets, what's happening? What's happening? Facebook, I got a few people on Facebook today. All right, what's happening, y'all? On the book, I can't go through all those. I gotta take her outside or something, man. She's tripping. So much love, everybody. Big shout out to the papas out there doing it big. I am the dopest dad in the game. Signing off with Zozo. Make sure you guys kiss your mamas, hug your babies, and love on your daddies. Remember, when there ain't no place else to turn, you can always turn up. See y'all tomorrow. 9 a.m. on Clubhouse. Peace. Yeah. Yeah.